Hi friends, it's Suzanne here from sunstampin.com, bringing you the May 2023 edition of Crafting at the Lake House. This crafting event took place in Kelowna, BC, Canada, right on the beautiful Okanagan Lake. The annual catalog was celebrated in the projects, so look for new, fresh ideas. There are 12 projects featuring 12 different Stampin' Up! Products, plus 2 bonus projects in this fun video mini-series. There is a link in the description box below to purchase the written PDF in case you're so inclined. I totally appreciate the support. Thank you in advance. So I do hope you have fun watching the videos and get inspired. Hi friends, welcome to card number 8, where we are featuring the Earthen Textures bundle. I have a whole bunch of cardstocks here. I'm going to start off with the basic white to go for the inside of the card. I don't always do this, but because the card base is pebbled path, it's a little bit of darker cardstock, and you might want a piece of white on the inside. And then I have here this is gray granite cardstock, and it is embossed with the time-worn type 3D embossing folder. I'm adhering that to my card base. Then I'm going to come in with the Whisper White pigment ink. This actually is a dry pad, and you have to put the white stuff or the white ink, pigment ink, on it. I'm just using a very light hand. I don't care if there's marks or anything. It's sort of giving a little bit of a worn look. So this is the designer series paper called Earthen Elegance. It's 15% off to the end of the month. And I am taking a piece, the strip of white glue, or the multi-purpose liquid glue, as we call it in the catalog, and I'm adhering a natural wavy trim. This is the embellishment to the card. All right, so now I'm going to start my stamping, and I have copper clay for ink, and I'm stamping it on the copper clay cardstock. And then I have Misty Moonlight, and I'm stamping that on, is it the Misty Moonlight? Yes, Misty Moonlight cardstock. All right, so I'm die cutting these shapes out with the dies that come with the bundle, the Earthen Textures dies, and we're making these pots. We're making pots. So this is the tall vase or plant pot, and this is the short one. And I was told, if you actually did buy the Earthen Elegance Designer Series paper, there is one paper in that paper pat that looks kind of like drippy clay kind of a pattern, and that is specifically made for these dies, so that you could cut the dies out, or cut the paper out, and have it look like an earthen textured glossy clay fired pot that you would put a plant in. So if you do have that paper, you might want to check it out. All right, these are like little sticks and twigs that I'm die cutting out. This is my Boho Blue cut and emboss machine, the mini. And if you're noticing that I'm using a really unique pick, this is called a crafter's tool, and it's got a little hook on it, and I love it specifically for poking out these like twigs and sticks and stuff. All right, we are still we are cutting this big palm leaf, and this took me a while, not the die cutting, but actually I folded it. So I took the time. There are 7 fronds of this fern. And as when I got it out of the die, with my little crafter's tool, which is adhered to my take your pick tool, I took the time to fold the crease in the fronds. So that took me a little bit of time. And I also have this, I guess this is crumb cake cardstock, where I made another little stick and twig. Like, you know, when you have a fancy pot in, you know, like some of the offices that you can go into, or even just home decor, and there's some weird sticks and twigs and stuff. Which I always like, but I just don't have enough room in my apartment for it. But that's what we're going for here, the look. So I'm using StazOn ink to stamp my greeting, and it says "with gratitude" on a little rectangle. And here is me trying to fold the little crease. And it took a minute, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm only going to show you my struggle for a little bit. I eventually started using not my bone folder, but my my awl from my, what do you call that? My Simply Scored tool. So I sort of ended up like really sort of emphasizing the scored part of this plant. Anyway, took me a while. I'm only going to share a little bit with you, and then we're going to go on to putting the card together. I just wanted to show you that this die can be straight, like flat, and have dimension. But when you take the time to, you know, get it going, it's going to be amazing. All right, so here is my ripped piece of the Earthen Elegance Designer Series paper. I trimmed off the ends of that natural wavy trim, and I adhered it to my card front. And then I used a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus on the top of my vases, or like planter pots, or whatever you want to call them. And then I put my dimensionals in there. So I didn't know where the placement was going to be yet. So I just placed everything kind of in the central, and then I moved it around once I was happy with the placement of my sticks and twigs, my decor sticks and twigs. And I put just one layer of adhesive, Stampin' Dimensionals on the tall pot, but on the short pot I managed to put 2 dimensionals on to give it a sense of like depth, I guess. So this urn, is it an urn? Maybe, or a planter's pot or whatever, just has 1 layer. And I did adhere some of the sticks and twigs with dimensionals as well. So it does have Seal Plus on it, and then the dimensionals are holding it fast. So I'm going to put that one down probably about 3/4 of an inch from the right hand side. And I mean, it pretty much takes full focus here. Here I'm going with the double dimensional application. And I mean, I guess it's just personal preference. If you wanted to, you can put these both the same. But I felt since there was so much texture and like everything kind of needed to be, I don't know, just different levels. You know how you get sometimes? More is more, really. I put a dimensional on the back of that fern frond. Now I'm just finding placement for my sentiment. I do have 2 dimensionals on the left-hand side and Stampin' Seal on the right. And that is where it goes. And then to make that fern pop even more, on the right side of, the left side of every leaf, I went over with Wink of Stella. And I also put Wink of Stella on the gray granite, I was going to say weeds, sticks and twigs. So I know that there's a lot of products here, and I sort of breezed through everything. If you want a comprehensive look, take a look at the description box below, where I have all of the ingredients and all of that, or you can go over to my blog and find the same information. So that's my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you doing all the YouTube-y things. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.